This evening, we prepare to listen from where we stopped last night. And so Vedvyasji, he's continuing to narrate most beautifully to his son Sukadev Muni. What is he telling? He told last night most beautifully about Bhagwan Vishnu being brought to the awareness, to the consciousness of the power and the strength of the divine goddess. He continues to tell tonight. But what will he say? It tells us in scripture that there are many different forms of devotion. One form of devotion is Maunam. Have you ever heard of Maunam before? Maunam means to remain quiet. It is a form of devotion. One form of devotion is to listen. Listening is a form of devotion. Another great form of devotion is Kirtanam. You know what's Kirtan? Kirtan is the act of awakening your very existence, expelling all the negative energies that you have trapped in you. Strange. The minute you hear Kirtan, everybody clap and they're afraid the person next to you will see. Clap. And when you clap, clap so hard that you're expelling all your negative energies. And turn to the person next to you and smile because they're not clapping like you. They're taking all your trouble away from you. Kirtan. Kirtan is one of the greatest forms of worship. Being able to chant Ram se bada, Ram ka. The name is even greater than the form. Chanting the name is even greater than worshipping the form. Sukadev Muni, he is listening to the words of his Pita, Vedvyasji. And Vedvyasji continues to tell. He says, "Oh Sukadev Muni, you want me to tell you about the Devi Bhagavad? I'm going to tell you. But I want to tell you not only about the Devi Bhagavad, I want to tell you a little bit about you. We're very concerned and we want to know about God, Paramatma, Durga Devi, Lakshmi Devi, Saraswati Devi, Lord Hanuman, Lord Shiva. But what do you know about yourself? Have you taken the time to analyze yourself and your own existence? You're busy and always the human mind is designed in such a way that we're always on a quest to find out something about something else. But very seldom we take the time to do some introspection. And very seldom we take the time to analyze our own selves. When is the last time you sat and you looked at yourself in the mirror for no reason at all? Hello? For no reason at all. When is the last time you stood in front of the mirror and just looked at yourself? Recently, we had a death in the family. And so I went to the funeral home and I said, "What is that shining thing I'm seeing?" And they said, "Well, we put a mirror." And I said, "A mirror inside of the box?" And they say, "Yeah, you didn't know that it's put a mirror." I said, "Why? Would the dead man look at his face?" Strange, while you're alive, you have no time to look at your face. When you're dead, they're putting a mirror in your box. See how confused we operate? When is the last time you had a conversation with yourself? It's okay to talk to yourself, you know. It is not okay to reply, but it is okay to talk to yourself. And so, seated at the banks of the Saraswati river, Maharishi Vedvyasji says, he says, "You want me to tell you about Devi? I want to tell you about you, Sukadev Muni. I want to tell you about you and how you came into existence." And Sukadev Muni gets very attentive. Something that he never paid attention to or even gave thought to. His existence. He is being brought to an awareness. And so Sukadev Muni begins to listen. What is he saying? Listen to what he says. He says at one time, while seated right here in this ashram, looking around, every day, do pakshi, 2 birds will come. And so they will come and they will entertain me. They will sing most beautifully for me. Do you know early in the morning, when you get up and the sun is about to rise, all you will hear outside is the singing of the birds? Do you all know this? Hello, did you all know this? How much of you ever took the time to sit down and listen and wonder what are these birds really saying? The old people, they may not have had degrees, but they were very intelligent. The morning they got up and they didn't hear the birds, they knew it was a sign that rain was going to come. Did you know that? That the birds don't fly when there is rain. They seek shelter. For when their wings become wet, what will happen? Did you not know this? Well, you have to be old like me. He says, these two birds, they entertained me. But then for a while, only one bird was coming. And I became very inquisitive. Inquisitive means to be concerned. Inquisitive means to be, what we say in Trinidad? Oh, you all know? He became inquisitive. Vyasji says, I became inquisitive. And so I observed that a female bird was sitting in a nest on her eggs. And so I started observing her. Though she was sitting there, she was still singing melodiously. There is something about a lady in family way. There is a different glow that comes from her, isn't it? Everything changes. All of the features changes. The nose changes. Do you all know? In the mothers, the expecting mothers, the nose changes. It begins to shine. Huh? Oh, well, you have to be old like me to know that too. I see you all looking confused. Huh? It says, Ved Vyasji, he says, I observed. And observing, what will happen? Quickly time passed. And so these two eggs broke. And out of these two eggs came two beautiful little birds. But these two little birds, they had no beak. They had no wings, no feathers. And so they were unable to feed themselves and help themselves. And I observed. Listen to what he's saying. He said, and I observed. What is he observing? Listen. He noticed that not only the mother, but he noticed that the father bird, they both will go around and they will pick up the grains and whatever. And they will come and they will feed their children. And so, thinking about this, he thought, if two birds could show so much of love to other birds, then think about what a mother experiences when she has a child. This is what he's thinking. Think about what a mother experiences when she has a child. They are mothers and they are mothers too. Think about what a mother will experience. And so thinking like this, an idea came to his mind. What kind of idea will come? He's telling his son, Sukre Muni, an idea came to my mind. Peru se ka vichar karne wale, gaya ka purusha satatam dene wale, अंधकार का पुरुषोत्तम होते, मनुष्य का सुख करने वाले लब नहीं होते हैं, प्रकार बहुत का सोचने बार में देखोर मदाचल का पर्वत देने वाले, स्थान स्थान पीर का लिए उसने का गया होते हैं। माँ ओ माँ देवी माँ जय जय माँ, he says, sitting there, I thought in my mind that a man who doesn't have a child might be considered to be inferior. And so, in his old days, he might suffer on his own. So thinking like this, he says, I made my way to the Mandachal mountain. And going to that place, I went with the intention of meditating and praying for a child. A good, noble child. And making my way to that mountain, what will happen? I met with a being. Who will he meet with? Listen, it tells us, Ma, oh Ma, Devi Ma, Jai Jai Ma, Ma, oh Ma, Devi Ma, Jai Jai Ma. दूसरी का देव ऋषि मुनि का, नारद होते करने, व्यास का चिंता करने वाले, देख तभी का यात्रा की पुत्र की प्राप्ति हो भाव, तपस्या करने वाले, लेकिन का नहीं का पार रहते के देवता की पूजन उन्होंने करने वाले, मनोकामना का पूर्ण हो सकते हैं देव ऋषि नारद, जिसमें उसके का पिता ब्रह्मा और विष्णु का बीच श्रावण का सुनिए सुनिए। Going there with the intention of praying, he met with Narad Muni, the celestial sage. And Narad Muni meeting with him, Narad Muni was very pleased to see Sukdev Muni. Narad Muni was very happy to see Sukdev Muni. Have you ever gone to a place and you feel very pleased to see the people that you would have met? Have you ever went to a place and you say, oh God, better did stay home? Hello? We're all Trinidadians. Ever went to a place and you say, better did stay home? Shake your head so. Polly, shake your head so. It says, Narad Muni appeared. And as Narad Muni appeared, Narad Muni looked at Vyasji and he says, tell me, why did you come here? This evening, if I were to ask you why you came here, what will you say? Why did you come? What brought you here? What is the purpose for coming here? What is the intention for coming here? Rukmin says she didn't have a choice. Bonnie said the Parsad. What is the intention? Narad Muni says, tell me, why did you come to this mountain? And so Vyasji says, I came here to perform tapasya, to pray, to perform penance. For I want to have a noble child, a child that would uplift the name of my lineage. And so Narad Muni hearing this, Narad Muni says, then let me tell you. Let me tell you, such a child is very difficult to come by. And so only because of your good punya, only because of your good merits, in many janma, in many births, you are blessed to have good children. And Sukdev Muni hearing this, Sukdev Muni says, well, I came here to pray, and now Narad, you got me totally frightened. I want you to guide me. Tell me, who should I pray to? Whom should I pray to? Who do you pray to? In the time of Saraswati Jayanti, you're singing Jai, 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 Siri Saraswati Mata. In the time of Shivratri, Hara Hara Shambho, Shambho, Shiva Mareva Shambho. In the time of Navratri, Sunno Mere Devi Parvat Vasini. And every different occasion, we sing a different tune, isn't it? But we have forgotten, whatever tune you may change, it doesn't change the fact that there is one Supreme Parama Brahma. There is only one Supreme Adi Shakti. There is only one God who has taken multitude manifestations to remind the ordinary mind that when the going gets tough, there is a form you can pray to that will bring aid, that will answer your call, that you can place your petition at the feet of. And so Vyasji says, he says, tell me, who should I pray to? And so Yogi Raj Narad says, he says, well then let me tell you. There was a beautiful conversation happening between my father, who is Lord Brahma, Lord Vishnu, who is the God of sustenance, and Lord Shiva. Let me tell you. And so Yogi Raj Narad begins to tell. What is he telling? Listen, he tells us. Lord Brahma tells Narad Muni, and Narad Muni is telling Sukadev Muni. Narad Muni says, Narad Muni says, at one time my Pita, Brahmaji, visited the realm of Bhagwan Vishnu. And visiting the realm of Lord Vishnu, he saw Lord Vishnu with his Kaustubha. Have you ever heard about the Kaustubha before? The Kaustubha is this gem that Lord Vishnu has on his chest. Kaustubha. He saw this beautiful gem shining and it was so radiant. He observed that Lord Vishnu was holding the Shank and the Chakra and the Gadda and the Parma. And holding all of these things, Bhagwan Vishnu, he was in meditation. And while in meditation, Lord Brahma thought for some time. He wondered who Lord Vishnu was praying to. Who was he praying to? And what mantra was he chanting? Have you ever wondered what somebody is thinking? Somebody is in your company and all of a sudden they start to laugh. And the first thing you're going to ask them is, what do you think about that make you laugh? There are some pleasant things that have happened in our lives that when they replay in our mind, we can't help but laugh, isn't it? And there are some very unpleasant things that have happened too, that when we think about them, we become very emotional, isn't it? You become very sad. Let go of those sad emotions and hold on only to the things that will help you to smile and to bring about the best version of yourself. Let go of the things in the past and forge forward positively. Do not think of what could have and should have and would have. Never think of those things. Think of only the positive things. And so, thinking like this, Lord Brahma thought, he thought that Lord Vishnu is omnipotent, omnipresent, omniscient. He is that God who is the sustainer of the entire creation. Then if he is all of those things, then who is he praying to? He must be praying to a form that is greater than him. Which form is he praying to? Lord Brahma stood there and Lord Brahma continued to think. First thing came to mind, omnipotent, omnipresent and omniscient. Then he started to think. He says, Lord Vishnu, you are the God who is responsible for the sun. For the name of the deity that governs the sun is Surya Narayan. You are Narayan, Lord Vishnu, the God who controls the sun. You are the God who controls Chandra, the moon. You are the God who is called Varun. You govern the water. You are that God who is worshipped as fire, as Gravyavahai, as Agni. And so Lord Brahma is sitting there and thinking all of these things. He's saying, if you are all of these things, then who could possibly be greater than you? I want to tell you that anytime you think you're the best, there is always somebody better than. Always remember that. Don't be disappointed to know that there is somebody greater than you. Don't be disappointed. Be happy to know. But also be happy to know that you don't have to follow in anybody else's footsteps. Create your own footsteps. Create your own legacy. Do not live in anybody else's legacy. But not every smile is really a happy one. Do you know? Do you know much wives, when they go out, they're smiling. And when they go home, their husbands don't talk to them? Do you know much husbands, they go out with the wife, and when they go home, the wife like Lankini can't have a conversation with her. The house is in turmoil because it's a house. It can't be a home because there is war happening there. Brahmaji stood there and thinking all of these things. He waited patiently for when Lord Vishnu will finish praying. And when Lord Vishnu opened his eyes, Lord Brahma, he bowed his head to Lord Vishnu. And now he begins to ask. What is he asking? Listen. Keshava Madhava Jaya Deva Madhusundana. Keshava Madhava Jaya Deva Madhusundana. Keshava Madhava Jaya Deva Madhusundana. Keshava Madhava Keshava, Madhava, Jayadeva Madhusundara.
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 श्री परमात्मने नमः। ब्रह्मा जी का वचन करने वाले सुंदर हैं श्री भगवान विष्णु है। ब्रह्मा ध्यान सुन करने वाले, अपने का विचार का बटों करने वाले, संसार में देवता दैत्य का मनुष्य का जनते करने वाले, उपकार करते हैं पालन का हो रुद्र समा करने वाले, जिसमें का परंतु है फिर भी बंदों का जानते का पुरुषा का प्रकृति का मूल करने वाले, सिद्धि करेंगे सृष्टि का पल संसार करेंगे। Lord Brahma, he bowed to the feet of Lord Vishnu, and bowing he looked at Lord Vishnu and he says, Lord Vishnu, I'm very surprised to see you sitting in this yogic posture and meditating. Then please tell me, who are you meditating on? Ever saw somebody praying and in deep contemplation, and after they are done, you say, what you were saying there? What kind of prayers were you saying there? You ever saw somebody in deep meditation, and every time you look at them, they're so in meditation that their head going like, ever saw that? And they say, no, I'm not sleeping, you know. You ain't see good. I was meditating, I'm praying. And the mind is designed in a way that the minute you fall asleep and you doze and your head twists and you know somebody will see you, you start doing all kind of to pacify, to make it look as though it is not what it is. And we are very good at doing that. We are very good at doing that, trying to polish and hide things so that it will not look as what it really is. We're very, very good at that. We always try to make the bad thing look good and polish it up. But you can't hide the bad thing all the time. Sometimes it is better to just let it out. Because the more you hide it, you might hide it when it is very small. But while hiding and hiding, small doesn't always remain small. Remember? Your children were babies yesterday. Look at them today. You could hardly talk to them. Your children were hugging you and kissing you now. Long time. A few days ago. Now, your children hugging and kissing somebody else. Huh? You were teaching them to drive. You were teaching them to drive and you were the best driver. And the minute they got their license, all of a sudden you can't drive. You driving too slow and you going down in all the hole. And how you driving so? And look the white line and they all of a sudden, your 15, 20, 30 years of driving experience now becomes questionable. Because the child who now learned to drive 2 years ago now is the best driver there is on the road. Huh? Want to teach you now of what to do and how to do. And then you teach them to drive and they're carrying everybody else everywhere. And the minute you have to go somewhere, you have to beg for a drop. You have to find a driver. You have to beg somebody to carry you. That's how life is. It's a sansar. It's how life is. It says, seeing Lord Vishnu like this. Lord Brahma inquired. He says, you are in great meditation. Who are you praying to? Tell me, I want to know. And Lord Vishnu is going to answer very technically. Have you ever asked a question and somebody answer you technically and kind of confuse you more than you were confused before? Listen to what Lord Vishnu is about to tell Lord Brahma. Lord Brahma is inquiring, who are you praying to? And Lord Vishnu is going to reply. Listen to what he is going to say. Narayana Narayana Om Satya Narayana 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 Om Narayana Narayana Om Satya Narayana Narayana Om Satya Narayana Narayana Om Jai Sadguru Deva. Sing it. Let's clap our hands, everybody.
Narayana Om Satya Narayana 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 Om Narayana Narayana Om Satya Narayana Narayana Om Satya Narayana Narayana Om Jai Sadguru.
Everybody, let's sing together. Clap your hands. Narayana Narayana Om Satya Narayana 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 Om Narayana Narayana Om Satya Narayana Narayana Om Satya Narayana Narayana Om Jai Sadguru Deva.
Narayana Narayana Om Satya Narayana 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 Om Narayana Narayana Om Satya Narayana Narayana Om Satya Narayana Narayana Om Jai Sadguru Deva.
Lord Vishnu tells Lord Brahma, he says, you are the God of creation. Who gives you the power to create? He's asking. Who gives you the power and the wisdom to create? That's the being I was praying to. He goes on to say, Lord Shiva has the power to destroy. But who gives him that strength, that destructive power, and who tells him what to destroy? That is the being I was praying to. He says, oh Lord Brahma, you are thinking that I am omnipotent, that I am omnipresent, that I am omniscient, and I am all of those things. Oh Lord Brahma, who has blessed me to be all of those things? Tell me. That is the being I was praying to. He says, oh Lord Brahma, you are thinking. Now listen, he's saying, Lord Brahma, you are thinking. Lord Brahma didn't say he was thinking. And Lord Vishnu knew what his thoughts were. God knows our every thought. Have you given thought to that? Have you given thought that God knows even the thoughts that go through your mind? You might be able to pretend for man, but you'll never be able to pretend for Bhagwan, for God. He says you are thinking, and in thought you are thinking that I am the God governing the sun, and my name is Surya. Then who am I praying to? I want to tell you, I was praying to that being who gives light to the sun. I govern the sun, but there is a being who gives light to the sun. You are thinking that I govern the moon. Yes, I govern the moon, but I was praying to that being who gives the moon its brilliance. Listen to what he's saying. He says, then you thought I was the God of water, but I was praying to that being who created water. And so hearing this, Lord Brahma becomes even more inquisitive. And becoming inquisitive, Lord Brahma bows to Lord Vishnu. Tell me quickly, tell me, I want to know, who were you praying to? Who were you praying to? Narayana Narayana Om Satya Narayana 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 Om Narayana Narayana Om Satya Narayana Narayana Om Satya Narayana Narayana Om Jai Sadguru Deva.
Narayana Narayana Om Satya Narayana 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 Om Narayana Narayana Om Satya Narayana Narayana Om Satya Narayana Narayana Om Jai Sadguru Deva.
Narayana Narayana Om Satya Narayana 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 Om Narayana Narayana Om Satya Narayana Narayana Om Satya Narayana Narayana Om Jai Sadguru Deva
Narayana Narayana Om Satya Narayana 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 Om Satya Narayana Narayana Om Satya Narayana Narayana Om Jai Sadguru Deva.
Lord Brahma listening, Lord Vishnu says, I'm praying to that being who gives the creator the inspiration to create. I'm praying to that being who gives me the sustainer, the inspiration to sustain. And I'm praying to that being who gives Lord Shiva the inspiration to destroy. None of this can happen without Shakti, without energy. And so I was contemplating on the divine goddess Adi Shakti herself. Lord Brahma says, Adi Shakti? Tell me about Adi Shakti. Who is she? Describe her to me. And Lord Brahma asking like this. Lord Vishnu says, I will tell you. I will tell you about Adi Shakti. You ask and I will tell. And so Lord Brahma is seated there. Narad Muni tells Vyasji, you want to know who to pray to? Lord Vishnu was praying to Adi Shakti. You pray to Adi Shakti. And now Vyasji says, Adi Shakti? Who is that? And now even Vyasji wants to know. And he can't wait to hear now who is Adi Shakti, how to worship her, and what are the benefits of worshipping Adi Shakti. This Navratri, the Chait Navratri, comes to an end with the arrival of Bhagwan Sri Ram, with the Janma of Sri Ram, the appearance of Lord Vishnu himself.